Hey guys, well, we're not going fishing on today's show. I'm going to show you a cheap fix, and I can help save you some money. Lord knows, marine shops charge over $100 an hour. So I got what is an easy fix for most guys. It's a tilt trim relay. My relay stuck out, and I was stranded for a while. The motor was stuck straight out and up on Lake Istapoga, where I was the other day with me and my wife. And I'm going to show you how to change that out and save yourself probably about $300. So let's get started. First, I want to show you this the way you can get it down. I didn't find out till later, but there's a right in here on the left side of the motor, there's a screw in this hole right here. That's where it says manual release. You stick a flathead screwdriver in there. If you have power poles like me, get one that will fit in here. And if you might need a pair of vice grips to put on that screwdriver to get some leverage. But yeah, just turn that counterclockwise and the motor will slowly drift down, and then tighten it back up. That releases pressure, hydraulic pressure. So let's pop this cover off and get started here. Now then, this is the part we're changing. Right here, this is the part. This is the tilt trim relay 2009 225 E-Tech. It's an aftermarket part. That's what most parts I get for this motor. That's 2009. This is 23. What? 13, 14 years old motor, still running good. And just for FYI, I was told by Blaine, a guy works down on the High River. He works on these motors. He says they're still making parts. So if you heard that they're not making parts and you can't get it fixed, call him. He'll get you set up and fixed. All right, let's go. Okay, let's pop this cover off here. That just pulls out, and this pulls up and out. Turn your battery power off. Which it is. Now check, make sure it's off. There's just one thing you have to take out of the way, and it doesn't require anything but cutting some straps, cutting some plastic zip ties loose and folding it up out of the way. It's this right here, because you got a nut you have to, for the relay, that you got to get to, and it's behind this cylinder here. Most important thing about this job, it's getting the wires exactly back on the way they came off. There's two plugs also. You can't get these mixed up. One plug has smaller wires and one plug has bigger wires. You know, the only tough part is that these plugs are down inside the cowling and they're a little bit hard to reach. But other than that, it's an easy job. So I'm going to record each step, so if I have to, I can go back and figure out what I did. First step, cut these straps loose, get this out of the way, and this over here. There's also this plug right here. That nut is behind this plug. That plug has to come off. There, that plug has to be pulled off. I'm temporarily going to get this up here, and so this wires here are not totally bent over like that during this whole job. So remember which way these washers go on here too. It's a nut and then a washer. Yeah, this wire is a battery wire. And you got this another lock flat washer. And it kind of twists off. It's this wire right here. It's the second wire. Wire to the relay is the second wire. It goes on this stud. Yeah, I gotta get this thing off. This washer off. Let's see. Not to drop anything down in the Cali because it's tough to get back. Here's the wire to the relay. Now I'm going to put this nut temporarily on here, back on here, so these wires don't pop off. Now, this nut is tough to get on. It's because you got this sensor here in the way that I pulled the plug off of, but there's the nut that I'm going to be working on right there. It's kind of buried, but that's the negative wire to the relay. Okay, what size is that? Oh man, yeah, it's tight. And this is the wire. Unfortunately, it looks like the very last one on this whole stud. Hey guys, tip, this right here, it's on like a rubber mounted bushing, so you can bend it just a little bit to get a socket on there. Make it a lot easier. Don't drop this bolt. Or washer. There's one of those. There's this washer like that. It's back here. It's up against the block. Don't drop that. Now, so I don't mess up the order of these wires, this is the wires of my relay. I'm gonna put this bolt with these wires, screw that in a little bit. That way I don't get out of order. Just like that. Now, it don't get out of order that way. So, alright, I got the positive and negative wire to this relay off. Now, let's get this up here out of the way. Now all I gotta do is get the two plugs down here loose. They're down in that right there. They'll pull up a little bit. Yeah, this is the hard part here. Yeah, I got one. The bigger one is the easier one. The bigger wired plug. Pretty much do it blind. Pretty much have to do it blind. You really can't see. You know what you got your hands on, but there's the other one. There you go, guys. I had it out in about what, 15 minutes. I'll show you what's down in there. There's your plug, big wire plug. There's your little wire plug, right there. Okay. She's out. So I'm gonna take a little break. This is Union Shop here. One tip, guys, these come with zip ties. You tie these together and it makes it hard, because they're so close, it makes it hard to work with. So I just snip those zip ties off and I move them. I put a new one on back an inch or so. Okay, here's a little mounting feet, I guess you want to call them. They come with it. What you do is you slide them in the slot here. Slide them in like that. There's a slot. Take it, slide it in. Now that's ready to pop into the holes. There. I got the one plug in. Let's see, where did it go? Here, shut this off. Let's see, maybe if I hold that. Oh, jeez. If you could hold this right here, but don't squeeze too hard.
Okay.
If I went underneath this, I might be able to get it, but I think it'd ended up being short because I got to mount this up here. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I better go over top of it. Okay, guys, I got that with the help of my neighbor. I had my neighbor with a pair of needle nose hold it steady down there at the other end of the plug. And then I worked on lining it up and pushing it in from this side. So if you have a partner, that could help you out. All right, let's continue on. Remember, let's get these wires back on the order they came off. So. Power to the relay and battery. All right, let's get the ground wire up. Might have wanted, let's put that ground wire up first. Take this back off. It's kind of blocking my way there. Let this all last. Get that out of the way, get a socket on it. Put the ground wire on. Don't forget your washer. You got this gear type washer goes on there. Just need a 1/4 inch ratchet. Don't want any more than that on this stuff. And your plug's back in. I got one more. Put the main battery terminal back on. Almost done here, fellas. I want to secure this back to its rightful place. Need zip ties for that. Alright, let's see if she works. That's it. I got it back together, guys. We're gonna see if she works now. Yeah, guys, she was stuck up. She was stuck up just like that, and it stayed running. It wouldn't shut off unless I turned the battery power off. So next time you get something like that, troubleshoot it. It's probably a relay. It happens all the time. All right, good job, guys. See you next time. bass fishing.